The story opens with a boy talking to himself, thinking about the common belief that teasing someone is a sign of affection. He admits he isn't convinced this idea applies to everyone. In fact, to him, it feels completely untrue. Logically, he believes that if you like someone, you should treat them kindly and with respect. Still, he confesses something unusual. He's actually more attracted to girls with strong, stubborn personalities, the kind who make things complicated. In his mind, love is like a strategy game, and unnecessary provocations are never a smart move. When he gets home, a loud noise echoes through the house. He rushes to his room and finds his friend blasting music at full volume, singing along happily to Eminem. Annoyed, he immediately turns off the speaker. She complains that she wasn't done singing, but he reminds her that this is his room, so she shouldn't be protesting at all. Curious, he asks why she's even there. Flustered, she blushes and fires back with a teasing question. What would he have done if he'd walked in while she was changing clothes? Would he have taken advantage and scored a goal? She even pretends to call the police. The boy sighs and says that if that really happened, he'd be the one to call them because he could handle the situation easily. She doubts he'd win any case against her in court, which shuts him up before the argument grows. This is how we meet Kohanada, a fiery girl determined to never lose to him at anything. With a mischievous grin, she jumps on his bed just to annoy him. He looks away, trying to seem unbothered, which she interprets as rudeness. "You should be happy I'm here, not acting like I broke into your house," she says with fake innocence. She continues teasing him, joking that he could press his face into the mattress to breathe in her scent. Grossed out, he immediately grabs a spray bottle and squirts her with water to shut down the idea. She complains that he's being cruel, but he calmly tells her she can leave anytime. Actually, that would be better. That's when she reminds him firmly that she's his sister. He rejects the claim instantly. She insists, explaining that since she's the younger sister of his best friend, she should count as his sister too. To him, that logic is nonsense and just another excuse to force a connection. Suddenly, Akitaru's phone rings. He tells Iroa to leave so he can answer, but she refuses and promises to be quiet. On the call is his uncle, the owner of the massive entertainment company Honey Place Works, also known as Honey Play. His uncle wastes no time, asking about the job request Akitaru made. The boy wanted to get in without taking any tests, which is bold and nearly impossible. Still, because he's family, his uncle is willing to try, though he warns that such a favor comes with a price. Then he asks another question. Does Akitaru have a girlfriend? The moment Iroa hears this, her eyes sparkle, and she instantly starts plotting how to use this information to tease him even more. Hearing the uncle's question, the girl gets excited and immediately starts making suggestive comments to complicate the situation. Trying to escape the topic, Akitaru quickly lies, saying he recently adopted a cat. His uncle, believing him, advises him to train the pet properly. Iroa bursts into laughter and adds that she is the one training Akitaru, not the other way around. Then she lets out a fake meow, which the uncle finds adorable. He tells his nephew to take good care of the kitten before ending the call because of a meeting. Relieved, Iroa grins, happy that Akitaru doesn't have a girlfriend. The moment the call ends, she flops onto his bed again and demands juice. Akitaru sighs and tells her to check the fridge. There might be tomato juice left. Delighted, she sprints to the kitchen and ends up drinking every last drop. The next day at school, Akitaru reflects that life is short and every second should be used wisely. His main goal is securing a stable future, no matter what it takes. During class, he accidentally drops his eraser, startling a girl who barely knew what his voice sounded like. Soon after, his best friend, Kohanata Ozuma, appears, a loyal companion he intends to keep close for life. To break the tension, Ozuma offers him a piece of candy, which Akitaru accepts. Ozuma tells him not to be shy. Lots of people are watching anyway. He goes on to say he understands how busy Akitaru is and that just spending a bit of time together is already an accomplishment. Then he casually asks if his little sister visited Akitaru's house last night. Akitaru admits she did. Ozuma smirks and hints that Iroa might actually like him. The protagonist denies it immediately, insisting she simply enjoys bothering him. Ozuma counters that this is what liking someone looks like, but Akitaru brushes it off. He views himself as too average for that. At that moment, the teacher, Kajeshi Sumair, nicknamed the Queen of Poison, enters the room. With her usual sarcasm, she announces that anyone who can't follow a schedule should live in a pigsty. When class ends, a classmate rushes to Akitaru, telling him a gorgeous first-year girl is waiting for him. When he realizes it's Iroa, he's confused. She isn't acting loud or chaotic like usual. Instead, she's calm, elegant, and perfectly composed. Akitaru realizes that at school, she plays a flawless, admired persona that hides her true self. While he gets ready to walk home with Ozuma, Iroa suddenly asks him not to leave with his friend. She wants to walk home alone with him. Akitaru warns her not to toy with his feelings if she isn't serious. Then, shocking everyone, Iroa calmly announces to the entire class that they're already dating. The room erupts in whispers, assuming the two must have done something wild the night before. A stunned Ozuma tries to ask what's going on. Iroa repeats firmly that they're a couple. Akitaru panics, denies everything, and bolts out of the room, leaving his things behind. Later, in a quiet spot, she confronts him. She explains she overheard the phone call yesterday, and after thinking about it, she decided she wants to date him. But at the same time, she admits it could be a problem because Akitaru looks too plain. Akitaru responds seriously. He doesn't want a relationship. His future comes first, and he doesn't have time for romance. But Iroa grabs him, refusing to let him walk away. She asks if he's really so stubborn that he can't see how she feels. With genuine emotion, she tells him she wants him to look at her differently. She's always been right beside him, yet he never notices her. She confesses how much it hurts to feel invisible to someone you care about. Being close but overlooked is painful. She doesn't want him to leave her behind. She whispers that she wishes they could stay together forever. Akitaru pauses, unsure what to think, but just as he starts to believe her, Iroa bursts into laughter and reveals she was only joking. Furious, he vows never to trust anything she says again and sprints after her through the school hallways. That night, Akitaru meets with his uncle again. The man is impressed that he managed to create a game. Akitaru immediately admits that the project was only possible because of his team. Together, their group, nicknamed the Alliance of Five, was formed. Oz, the programmer, Miyazaki Shikabu, the illustrator, Makagai Namako, the scriptwriter, the mysterious voice actor group Traveler X, and Akitaru himself, serving as producer and director. He says sincerely that none of it would have existed without his friend's support. His uncle agrees, pointing out that in just 1 week, their game exploded in popularity. Marketed as the sudden work of an unknown creative team, it had already passed 1 million downloads purely through word of mouth. Even with such success, Akitaru insists they still have a long road ahead. His uncle advises him not to compare himself to Honeyplay. Their professional titles frequently surpass 10 million downloads thanks to massive budgets. What Akitaru and his friends achieved with a tiny team and no advertising was far more impressive. He even admits that he never accomplished anything close to that during his own school days. Curious, Akitaru asks what conditions his uncle planned to impose. Before the man can answer, a waitress enters. Instantly enchanted by the elegance of her hands, he boldly asks if she is free after work. Embarrassed, she declines and hurries away. Remaining unfazed, he turns to Akitaru and confidently claims that if he asked 2 more times, she would definitely fall for him. Needing a moment to breathe, Akitaru heads to the restroom. But when he opens the door, he accidentally walks in on a girl in a painfully awkward situation. Overcome with humiliation, she punches him so hard the sound echoes into the studio where outside, Iroa hears it. Realizing she has no one left to tease, she decides to leave. Back to Akitaru. His uncle introduces the mysterious girl and asks if he remembers their childhood. Slowly, the memories click. It's Mashiro, his uncle's daughter. In other words, Akitaru's blood-related cousin. He recalls she always studied at an elite academy, so he asks why she is suddenly here. His uncle explains that this is connected to the conditions he mentioned earlier. He wants Akitaru to pretend to be Mashiro's boyfriend until she graduates. Mashiro's eyes widen in disbelief. She refuses immediately, saying she wouldn't agree even under torture. Her father sighs, calling her too spoiled. He already tolerated her displeased request to leave a prestigious girls' academy and transfer into a co-ed school. so he expects her to cooperate with this. Since she cannot have bodyguards in a mixed school, this arrangement is meant to keep her safe. Akitaru steps in and asks why she transferred so abruptly. Mashiro, embarrassed, begs him not to bring it up, but he insists. If she left high school under such extreme circumstances, it must be something serious. Hearing this, Mashiro falls silent. Then Akitaru makes a bold decision. He accepts his uncle's proposal. Mashiro blushes, surprised and unsure what to say. Even though he's embarrassed, he extends his hand to formalize their agreement, clarifying that this is strictly a fake relationship. Mashiro refuses to take his hand, saying she won't touch someone who barges into bathrooms without knocking. Before they leave, his uncle gives one last warning. They are only pretend lovers. If Akitaru crosses that line, he won't take responsibility for what happens next. In Akitaru's mind, one exhausting thought loops again and again. Why are all the girls around him so complicated? Every single one seems determined to turn his life upside down. And with that, the first episode ends.